Hey guys, welcome back to Feed the World 2. Now the last few episodes have basically been us tidying up and trimming up some of the machines and the processes that go on around the farm. But this episode, I want to get fertilizer running up in the farm. I want to get some bones to these fertilizer machines, and then I want to move on to something even more exciting, lepidoptery. And that's a pretty complicated word, but what it really means is butterflies. Now there are butterflies in this mod pack, and it sounds like something really farm related. So I want to capture some butterflies and show you guys how they work. Right, now there's only one way to... And there is a butterfly right now. Now there's only one way to catch butterflies, and that is with a scoop from forestry. And sometimes you have to sneak up to them really slowly. So where did this guy go? He came this direction. Might be quite hard to see. Now butterflies are very small, and to catch them you have to click somewhere underneath them. You don't actually click on the actual butterfly. You have to click right underneath them. Now, where did he go? There he is! Let's get him! Where's he gone? Has he landed on my nose? No, there he is. Oh, the chase is on. Oh, he's so quick, though. Did he land? There he is. We got him! Woohoo! Our first butterfly. A pearl-bordered fritillary? Wow, I don't know what that is, but we've caught our first butterfly. Now we're stuck in one of the plots, Peter Sprinklag. So now we've got our first butterfly. Now if we put him in a chest, he'll be just fine. If we release him, he might fly off and he might die. So we're going to hold on to him for just now. But isn't this guy really pretty? Oh, that's fantastic. It reminds me of some of the butterflies that used to land and used to grow and live in my old garden when I lived out in the countryside. Right, so we want to get fertilizer going to our fertilizer machines. So we're going to need a whole bunch of these item ducts, I think. Now, have we got any servos in here? No, not by the looks, but there must be some lying around for us to use. Now, what's going into these barrels? We've got, a barrel. Oh, let's just fill in that gap there. There we go. We've got seeds going through to the biofuel generator, but here we go. Inside this barrel is a large stack of bones. Now, in fact, there's actually 100 stacks of bones in here, and that amount is apparently 6,420. That's more bones than we're ever likely to need. Now, we've got loads of tubes and pipes coming out back here, so there's no way we can suck bones out of the back. We're going to have to suck them out of the front, I think. But we're also going to have to turn them into bone meal before we use them as fertilizer. So what we might need to do is use these automated crafting benches up here. So let's see, are any of these not being used? This one here on the end has no pipe coming out of it, so it must be a spare one. Yeah, that's right, there's nothing in here at the moment. So we're going to get some bones, put them in that automated crafting table, and have that automated crafting table turn the bones into bone meal. So there we go, we've got a stack of bones here. I'll just put this in my pack. Now I've also got a gold-banded Greatwood wand, because in Magic Police, if you've been keeping up with that, we've been learning all about golems. And we found out a way to make golems break and farm chilies. And if we can farm chilies, well, then we can really feed the world in style. So let's see, automatic crafting table. We're going to put a bone there, and it becomes bone meal. And now we need to make this item duct suck the bone meal out of this table and put it into the right barrel. It should do that. Ah, right, and I see why this isn't working, because the item has nowhere to go. But as soon as we set one of these barrels to bone meal, it should suck it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the cobblestone out of here and replace it with bone meal. So I'll make the bone meal like this. And get ready. There we go. Now this barrel is set to bone meal, and bone meal should get sucked out of the crafting bench and put into this barrel. Let's go and make sure it's happening. No, it's still not being sucked out. So where's the pipe going? The pipe comes along here, down through here. Oh, I see. Right, this is the problem. So these are all making ores, and then it's sucking them out and putting them into this pulverizer. But we don't need to pulverize the bones. So what we need to do is have this item duct suck out and go in another direction. So if we just connect it up like this, like that, and then like this, and now this should, I think, work. Yeah, here we go. The bone meal has left the item duct, and let's watch it move all the way down into the bone meal barrel, which is right down here. So let's see that 3 becomes 6. It should happen any second. Kerblamo! It's gone up to 6. Wow, these pipes are really smart. It's amazing how they find their way no matter what to the right barrel. So okay, we're getting bone meal inside this barrel. We need to get these, well, should we send the bones automatically to become bone meal? I think probably, well, yeah, maybe why not? Because we're always going to get bones because we have skeleton seeds over on the plots. So what I'll do is I'll hook this up now to send it through to the automatic crafting table. And then there we go. The bones are going into the right crafting table. Of course, we have to set this up so it's going the right way. There we go. This is set up. Now the bones are coming out of here, going into the crafting bench, and they'll turn them into bone meal. So now we need to suck the bone meal out and send that to the fertilizers. Right, so here we go. The last few pipes going in, and blam, it's hooked up to the barrel that's producing or holding the bone meal. Right, there we go. Everything is right with the world. Well, our hunger level's quite low, and it looks like our machines are doing their jobs properly. So let's go over here and head over to the orchard and see if we can pick up some apples, because I haven't had a good old apple for a long, long time. I could really sink my teeth into one of these golden delicious. So let's, oh, where's that apple going? Oh, wow. It's getting sucked out to the vacuum hopper. Right, so let's just click here, get a stack of apples, and nom these delicious snacks until we're full. There we go, pretty good. Right, now I told you guys I was going to look into lepidoptery today, and that's butterflies. Now the way you get butterflies growing is... Lepidoptery is a part of forestry. Butterflies can spawn anywhere in the world where there are other forestry trees. And they spawn kind of randomly, and it can take a while. They're quite rare, and if you see one, you should definitely grab it while you can. Now remember, you use a scoop to dig them up. But while we're around the farm, let's just take a scan around, take a look, and see if you guys can see or help me find any little butterflies, because some of them like to hide out here around the edge of the farm. Oh, what's this over here? Oh, it looks like we've got a node over here. It's not hungry though. It's just an aura node. Oh, full of aqua and ordo. So do you see any butterflies? Nope, it certainly doesn't look like it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up an area for butterflies to spawn. Now, if you want to do this, you have to set up quite a big area. You're going to need a 50 by 50 by 50 area to grow trees in, forestry trees, and to throw down a few flowers as well. And the best way to do this is with glass. Now, do we have sand being created? I think we do. Yep, here we go. There's the sand. So what we need to do is turn this sand into glass, and then once we have some glass, we can start making our butterfly enclosure. And we're going to spawn butterflies in our butterfly enclosure because there should be plenty of forestry trees for them to spawn around. Okay, so let's just hit this and get some sand out that we can turn into glass. We need to make our enclosure out of glass for 2 reasons. 1, it looks really pretty, and I like pretty things. And 2, we need to grow trees inside of the enclosure, which means there needs to be enough light getting into it, and so we're going to have a see-through wall and roof material, and there's no better material and no cheaper material that's see-through than glass. So let's use our wizard flight, soaring, and see, where are we going to put our butterfly enclosure? Now, I like the idea of it being at the back over here, and we've got a few trees around here. This looks like the perfect area to start building our butterfly enclosure. Oh, there's a rude dude over here, a creeper. We could take him out with our chili beam. Oh yeah, taking him out. And now let's switch to our quarry dig spell and start clearing out an area for us to put our butterfly farm. Oh yeah, this quarry spell is such a fantastic and useful spell. It takes a lot of mana, and as you can see, my mana's pretty low already, but it's so useful. Oh, hello, what's this? Oh, it's gone. What was that? Oh no, it's nausea. Maybe it was taint. Uh-oh. Right, there we go. I reckon that's probably roughly about 50 by 50. But let's count it out using these wooden blocks. Right, so here we go. Let's count out 50 blocks, starting from right about here. Well, actually, no, we have 52 in our pack. So if we just put all of them down except 2, that should be 50. Oh, it's another butterfly. Let's get him. Come here, you. Yay, we got him! Woo! The second butterfly. Now, we can't pick him up. We haven't got space. Oh, no, he's getting away. Come back. Where's he gone now? Did I get him? No, there he is. The chase is on. Now you can fly, butterfly, but so can I. Oh no, where's he gone? There he is. Come here, you. Oh, I'm going to catch him. Did I get him? Yes, I got him. Whew. And now to pick him up. Yes, we got him. And this is a blue wing. Ah, nice. So we've got 2 butterflies already. Okay, let's keep putting down the wooden blocks we need for our enclosure. Wow, so already we've put down about 40 blocks, and we're gonna need a really big area for this butterfly enclosure. Okay, time to clear out some more trees and some more landscape to make room for the enclosure. Okay, so that's as wide as the enclosure needs to be. That's 50 blocks sideways along. Now all we need to do is get 50 more, which is roughly about a stack. So if we keep just breaking these oak wood logs into a stack, and we can just lay down a stack in the other direction, and that should be plenty of space. Right, so that's 50 one way and 50 the other. Now we need to do 50 up, but we're going to have to fill in the rest with glass. Now this is going to take a long time because we're going to need a lot of glass to make a 50 by 50 enclosure. But I should have plenty of glass with all the sludge that I'm boiling up, because that creates a lot of sand. What I need to do now, though, is clear out all of these trees that are stuck inside the rest of this zone. Oh wow, check it out, a jungle tree out here in the middle of a plains biome. It's really weird. Wonder what it's doing here. Let's just trim up these last few trees that are trapped inside the enclosure, because we're going to want to put nothing but forestry trees inside here to maximize our chances of getting a butterfly spawn. And also let's just tidy up some of these sticking out pieces of dirt. We're going to fill in this sludge pond as well, because we don't want a sludge pond inside our butterfly enclosure. Especially not because in the end we're going to want to build a cool path through here that makes it so that it's a nice place to visit. Oh, uh-oh, that creeper's dying in the sludge pool. Let's just take him out. You lead sucker. Oh, and I got a crown out of that too. It's a pretty sweet deal. Now we'll fill in this sludge pond, just like this. And now let's get rid of all this ugly rock as well and replace that with grass. Right, and there we go. This is the perfect size, pretty much, for a butterfly enclosure. We're going to fill this up with forestry trees, and we're also going to coat it with a rooftop, a dome, kind of. It's going to be a square dome, though, like a big cube, but we're going to make the walls and the roof out of glass so that the sunlight can get in and grow the trees and the plants. Now, I know what I could do is set up a barrel that feeds into like an electric furnace, and then use that electric furnace and pipe out of there to another barrel, and that would create for us loads of coal, but I can't really be bothered to set that up. I don't really need to, and we've got so much coal, I can just chuck that into these furnaces and not have to worry too much. And now when we come back here, we should have plenty of glass to start making a start on our dome. Now it's time to choose what kind of trees we're going to put inside there. Because, hey, we spent a whole lot of time breeding up these bees over here, but we never really used the trees that they created much. Me and Lewis have some pretty orchards out here, and a whole bunch of cool original trees. But we never really used them for anything other than building an orchard. So let's see if we can find some cool saplings to put down in our new butterfly enclosure. Now let's see, let's put down some common beech. It's a nice tree. What else are we going to put down? Oh, a hill cherry. I do like a hill cherry tree. We've only got one, but that should be fine. Common alder, I'm not a fan of. Common walnut, though, I do love. Oh, a chili pepper sapling, of course. We're going to have one or two of those for sure. Let's just get rid of the rubber sapling and the oak sapling because they're not forestry. We'll put some avocado in there because that sounds delicious. And let's finish off with some common alder. Right, so let's head over to the butterfly enclosure and start putting these trees down. We're also going to need a watering can, or at least some bone meal to start growing these trees properly. So let's just hit this. And there we go. If 3 stacks of bone meal isn't enough to grow your trees, I don't know what is. Right, so here we go. Let's start putting these trees down. So we've got a tile sapling GEO there. I don't know what that is. Put that down there. Put some of these down. Oh, yeah, looking good. Put one there. One there. Here we go. Now we'll try and keep them a little bit away from the sides because we are going to have to put glass there. And if it gets in the way, we can't really put any glass there. There we go. Some more alders going down. Lovely stuff. And I've run out of those saplings, so now it's time to put down some of these avocados and the chili pepper, of course. Let's put the chili pepper right in the middle, star of the show, and put the avocados all the way around it. Now this is weird. Every time I put down the avocado, it moves in my hotbar. That's odd. Quite a weird bug. Let's just hope none of these saplings require more than one to grow. And I reckon if we put down just these last remaining trees in the spots we can see. Oops, went out of flight mode. I think we should be good to go. See one more there. And now it's time to start bone mealing them. So fingers crossed we've got the right saplings for the job. There we go. Oh, now this sapling doesn't want to grow there, so we'll just move him. There's the hill cherry. Oh, look at that nice pink. Just get that out of there. There we go. Now, wow, we're actually really chewing through this bone meal. It takes a lot to grow trees. There goes the chili pepper. Right, we've run out of bone meal, so I'm going to rush over to the barn and get some more. Wow, I can't believe we used 2 stacks already. Oh, what's that? It's a white butterfly. Oh, yeah, let's get the scoop out and let's get this sucker. Oh, man, I wish I'd started scooping butterflies before. I'd never noticed just how many there were around the farm. And this is a zebra swallowtail. Wow, that's exotic. Do you see any more butterflies? It's crazy because I never really noticed them before, but we do have loads here on the farm. And what we should get is plenty spawning inside our enclosure. There we go. 3 stacks of bone meal should be plenty to finish off the trees inside our enclosure. There we go. Now each tree seems to take about 4 to 5 bone meal before it grows. There we go. But not always. Some of them just take 1. There we go. And again. Now I think I've pretty much hit all the saplings. Yeah, so let's just take a bird's eye view, sit up here on this hill, and see how this looks. Oh yeah, it looks like we've got plenty of trees inside our butterfly enclosure. So what I'll do is I'll just snipe that rogue leaf there. That's gone. And now I'll trim up some of the edges so that we've got room to put our glass and build our enclosure. And there we go. I think we're about ready to start putting the glass up in our butterfly enclosure. But the one thing you need, as well as trees inside a butterfly enclosure, are lots of flowers, because butterflies love flowers. And where better to borrow flowers from than over at the bee station? Now I know that they like vanilla flowers, so what we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting some of these roses and some of the yellow flowers. But in truth, if there are flowers spawning by the bees, if forestry knows to create these flowers and that these actual things are flowers, then the butterflies that are part of forestry should also know that they're flowers as well. So we can pretty much take whatever we want from this flower field and plonk it down inside our butterfly enclosure. Oh, now the one plant that butterflies probably don't like is chilies. I can't imagine a butterfly trying to chomp down on a chili. That would be pretty crazy. I think the butterfly will probably explode. And that's the last thing we want in our butterfly enclosure, is butterflies eating chilies and then exploding. Right, so we have a whole bunch of flowers. Let's plonk them down inside the enclosure. Right, and there you go. Now, I've got a few flowers down in there, but I want a lot more flowers in my enclosure. And the best way to get flowers to grow is, well, let's look over here. What have we done over here to make loads and loads of flowers spawn? Well, the answer's simple. We've got a load of beehives. So let's plonk some beehives over in the butterfly enclosure to help our butterflies grow even more. But the problem is I don't want to make an industrial beehive. That requires a whole load of machinery that's just really complicated. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look up something called a bee house. Now, a bee house is a really simple thing to make. All you need is wood and honeycomb. So we're going to grab some of this stringy comb out of here, head over to the barn, and I'll make up a few bee houses. What you do is you create some oak slabs and you put them along the top. Then you make a U shape out of your wooden planks. You put honeycomb in the middle, and bam, you have a bee house. And this is a very primitive sort of bee keeping kind of apiary thing. But it's good enough for us for just spawning some flowers. So now we need some princesses and some drones. So let's go over here and see if we've got any spare. There's a spare princess. There's a spare princess. Now we'll need a couple more, I think, for these hives. No princesses in there, but we could get one of these imperial drones maybe. And that should do for now. So let's head over to the butterfly enclosure and put down these bee houses. They might not like the biome though, but don't worry, bee houses aren't a requirement for us to make a butterfly enclosure. So down goes the bee house, you right click on it, and you might recognize this interface here. You put the princess, that's a queen, oh wow, okay, you put the queen in the top left. Now she doesn't like it because it's not daytime. There's no power required, but she's happy with the temperature and the humidity. Now I've got night vision, which is why I can't tell that it's nighttime. But we'll put one bee house there, and we'll put another one over here, and again, we'll put a princess in here, and a drone in the bottom. And again, she's happy over here. The bee suits. Fantastic. So when it's daytime, these bees will jump around and start creating flowers for us. And fingers crossed, next episode, once we've built the walls and the roof of this enclosure, we might even be able to find some more butterflies. Okay guys, well that's been it for Feed the World 2. You can see here I've got my Chili Wowers Chihuahua on my head, as well as this awesome Thorncraft armor, as well as this awesome Ars Magica armor and these Thorncraft specs. Next episode, we'll take a look, see if we've got any bees spawning inside our enclosure. Between now and next episode, I'll put some glass walls around the enclosure and give it a roof. Also, next episode, we're going to use some of the cursed earth that we got in Magic Police to make a mob farm. And that way we can harvest zombie brains, skeleton bones, but also other things like spider eyes and string, and all the kinds of things that mobs drop that we need to farm. So until next time, guys, take care.